Hey everybody, it's David with another episode of the Daily D, and as we continue on our topic of creating your own economy. So let's break down the types of economies that we have. So number one economy that I think about is a global economy. That's the countries, the nations, the continents, the people as a whole in this whole globe that we call Earth. That is a global economy. Then we have a national economy, typically what our country, the US, what country we reside in. Then we have our regional economy. That could be a state or a province, a big geographic area where you live, the larger but smaller scale. Then you get into a local, could be the city or the county, could be the really small area, or it could be large, just depending on where you're at. Area that you live. And then the last but not least is where you live, your home. That is fundamentally your economy. Now, if we refer back to economy, it goes back to the economia, which is a Greek root word. And the real definition of an economy is the science of household management. It doesn't say global, doesn't say national, doesn't say regional, it says household management. So I believe there's four parts to an economy, and I'm only going to be specific to our own personal economy, and I think they all have their own merits, but the four components, if you will, of an economy are health, wealth, faith and values, and last but not least, your legacy. So I'm going to break those down so you understand that controlling your own economy is very important, and these components each are important in your own economy, which is your household. So number one, health. If you don't have good health, it affects the remainder or the remaining components of your economy. Without health, well, you can't have wealth. You could have wealth, but if you have poor health, you'll probably limit your wealth because you can't perform or because your medical bills or expenses will start eating into your wealth. Right? You can't have anything without great health. So I think this is the number one component. Number two, wealth. You have to build capital, cash, finance. Why? Because, well, an economy runs on finances. I mean, it runs on money. I don't know anywhere in the world where you could live that doesn't have some sort of currency of exchange. A currency is something of value that you can give in exchange for something that you want. And in our world, where I live, it's currency. It's the US dollar. And when you think about wealth, the more wealth you have, more US dollars that you have, the more ability you have to protect yourself from outside forces. That's what an economy does. It protects you from outside forces. So next, faith and values. Now, faith could be your connection to God. It could be your connection to a higher being, whatever your belief system is. And values is how you choose to live. So a value of mine is integrity and honesty, transparency, congruency, contribution. These are words to me that are valuable to me. I believe contribution above all else. I believe in giving more than ever taking. Right? These are values to me. And inside of my own personal economy, as I protect myself, I believe that these values are what makes my economy very strong. Okay, and the last thing is, of course, your legacy. And I call my legacy the family, the kin, the people that you touch, the contributions that you leave that will long last you. You see, an economy isn't a temporary thing. An economy is a never-ending circle, if you will. And these components make up that circle. And what it does is it keeps you protected. You see, the whole point of creating an economy is to protect you against the outside forces, to protect you against anything that would happen to you and your family. You see, I don't believe that the outside world can impact what happens right here for me. And I say that because no matter what is going on in the world, I can protect myself by having great health and taking care of myself. Now, there's always going to be that grace or that, we'll call it that wild card that can impact your economy. That nothing is shatterproof, if you will. But, I mean, I can't protect against the real unknown, but I can protect against the known, right? I know that disease can kill me. I know that bad health, poor nutrition can kill me. I know that poor health and poor nutrition will limit the amount of years that I have on this planet. You see, I know that, so I got to protect it. My wealth, I have to build and accumulate wealth so that in the event that something happens, right, in the outside world, my inside world's fine, meaning if the world goes to crap and everybody goes bankrupt and the world is gone, I should have some sort of assets, money, capital to protect me in the event that that happens so nothing happens to me. Faith and values, right? I should have a belief that there's always something greater. I should have a connection to a higher being, which is God for me. I should have that faith and values that even though there may be tough times, my integrity tells me to be honest. My integrity tells me to do the right thing. You see, when I believe those things, my economy stays true. These are what I call values, core values. And then last but not least, my legacy. To protect my economy, I got to have people that perpetuate that. They got to continue to create the economy for me when I'm gone, or with me when I'm gone. And the way they do that is by instilling these core values, developing wealth that can last for generations, by promoting good health and having and keeping good health so I can meet my future generations. You see, these all are the protection habits of creating an economy. And the economy to me today that I live in is never ending changing. And I don't mean that just for me, I mean from the world and the outside. And so what I need to do is to develop a strategy to develop my own economy that won't be shaken by anything. So I hope this helps you get some clarity on what an economy is. And tomorrow we're going to break down how you can actually start creating this economy. So thanks, guys. I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom. Thanks.